Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunatu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा. ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः. सरस्वती नमो नित्यं भद्रकाल्यै नमो नमः. वेद वेदांग वेदांत विद्यास्थानेभ्य एव च सरस्वती महाभागे विद्ये कमललोचने विद्यारूपे विशालाक्षी विद्यां देहि नमोऽस्तुते. यदक्षरं पदं भ्रष्टं मात्रहीनं च यद्भवेत् तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देवी प्रसीद परमेश्वरी. ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः. अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. Hari Om. Today we start with the sixth topic, which is Tamo Guna Lakshana. This is under the second chapter. We are starting with Tamo Guna Lakshana. We did what is Rajo Guna. Rajo Guna, filled with restlessness. It is constantly active. That inclination, such a disposition, such a tendency in a person, when it is expressed, that is called Rajo Guna. It is passionate emotions, greed is there, anger comes, there is ambition, there is a lot of grasping things and me and mine, the ego expresses very strongly this way. And then Swami Samarth Ramdas was telling towards the end that the same thing, Rajoguna, when the intention, when it is led by Sattva Guna, so when people usually think Sattva Guna means no action. That is wrong understanding. One should be in complete awareness as in Sattva Guna and act also. The body requires to be acting. So Rajoguna this way, which is led by Sattva Guna, as Bhagavan Krishna tells Arjuna, remain in Sattva and Vyavahara. This Sattva Guna will lead you, and a lot of action happens. This person in Sattva, when it is required, he is very alert, and being alert requires, it's an activity. When required to, he'll get up immediately and do whatever needs to be done. And if it is, he's supposed to be sitting, he will be sitting. And, that's where really when the term we use, do what needs to be done, will be seen in Sattva Guna person. He is not misled by something. He is not deluded by something. That is Sattva Guna leading Rajasic. So here Swami Ramdas says that pure Rajasic quality, which is only activity, pranas, if it is functioning fully well, a sharira, body, which can really move about easily, is agile, and not hurt or paining or and not able to move. So all of this is Rajasic in its pure form, which is a very good thing. It is very spiritual. Saying that, he also says that please listen to the description of Tamo guna now. And that is how he ends the last chapter. So now we shall read what Bhagavan says here in the sixth chapter, Samasahava Tamo. Tama guna, it is written here, it is Tamo guna Lakshana, Sri Rama. Maga bolila Rajo guna, Kriye Sahita Lakshan. आता ऐका तमो गुण तोही सांगीजेल. संसारी दुःख संबंध प्राप्त होता उठे खेद. काम अद्भुत आला क्रोध तो तमो गुण. शेरीरी ठीक है. शेरीरी क्रोध भरता नोळके माता पिता बंधू बहीण कांता ताडी तो तमो गुण. दुसऱ्याचा प्राण घ्यावा आपला आपण स्वयं घ्यावा. विसरवी जीव भावा तो तमोगुण. भरले क्रोधाचे कावीरे पिशाच्या परी वावरे. नाना उपाय नावरे तो तमोगुण. आपला आपण शस्त्रपात पराचा करी घात. ऐसा समय वर्तत तो तमोगुण. डोळा युद्धाची पहावे रण पडिले तेथे जावे. ऐसे घेतले जीवे तो तमोगुण. अखंड भ्रांती पडे केला निश्चय विगडे. अत्यंत निद्रा आवडे तो तमोगुण. क्षुधा जयाची वाढ नेणे कडू अथवा गोड. अत्यंत जो काम मूढ तो तमोगुण. प्रीती पात्र गेले मरणे तया लागी जीव देणे. स्वये आत्महत्या करणे तो तमोगुण. 10 verses we just read. We will see its English translation. The tamas quality. In the first chapter, I told you about Rajasic quality in the last chapters. In the last chapter, I told you about Rajasic quality with its signs and action. Now, tamas will be told, which you may listen to. When there is sorrow in the family, the tamas causes great suffering mentally. Tamas also causes sudden outbursts of anger. When there is sorrow in the family, now see, look at what he's saying. Where there is suffering, in fact, every family, every person has suffering. And sometimes it could be, a grief, there could be a death, there could be a loss of something, property, there could be so many things that could bring sorrow to a family. This is natural, it could happen to anybody. But where there is exaggerated suffering mentally, you will say, can that be exaggerated? Yes, there can be. Some things are treated naturally. If somebody is not well at home and is undergoing treatment, and so, requires, is in a chronic state of ailment, so requires certain care. So there is, the air, the ambience at home might be a little depressing. Everyone is worried, concerned about that person. This is very natural. But when Tamo guna is there, great suffering, greater than what is required also. They will go into such deep depression about it. They will say, one will be suffering, the other may not be able to see that suffering and cause suffering for themselves. So they are not helping the other, but they themselves require to be helped. Sometimes you see this in some families, and you see that in some persons also. You say, why do you need to? You will, when you're reading the Tamo Guna, actually, probably, today, psychology has, and, there is a great advancement in psychology. So they call I think very often, they call such a person toxic person. In colloquial language, you would have heard this. Don't be in a toxic relationship. This person is toxic, he is narcissistic. We use these terms, It is not not a problem as in, of course, this person requires a lot of counseling, and counseling alone may not work also. It is not in terms of some kind of madness where the doctor can prescribe medicines. No? Such narcissistic behavior, you say, no? He will actually, he will hurt you, he will play the victim. That is typically, a behavior that is spoken of. And when you try to reason out, tell the whole world, and you will feel really guilty for what you have done. But he is capable of doing that. Tamo guna, understand. I was just thinking of the parallels that I can draw, but it's so true. 500 years ago, there was no such thing in, our Shastras always speak in terms of gunas only. But psychology today tells you a lot about such characters, and they are all there everywhere to be seen. It is not that, I don't know anybody like this. Once you recognize the quality of Tamo, you will say, oh, probably this suits this person. That's how. So mentally, there will be great suffering, exaggerated. Also, tamas causes sudden outbursts of anger. Hmm? Anger for nothing. And just because I am angry and I have the right to show my anger on anybody and everyone. Such a man, when angry, beats anybody. Maybe his father, his mother, his brother, sister, or wife. You are angry, and what do? You can't control that emotion. You go beating people. Beating whom? Father and mother also. Huh? I've never heard something like this. This sounds dangerous. Yes, there are people like this, huh, who can do this. And you will wonder, how did he raise his hand on the father or mother and on wife, on children? They don't care. So by tamas, man feels urge to kill others or himself, and he forgets that life is man. He is the one, out of anger, can take a knife and threaten somebody, kill somebody. And when you go to stop him, he will say, I will kill myself now. And they will go to cut their wrists, and all that drama that is seen around. When tamasic quality is there in them, they cannot control their. Tamasic man sometimes hurts himself by written, yes, or slays others. When he acts like this, he should be recognized as tamasic. So many a people, will do that. At that time, when tamo guna comes, they want to hurt themselves also. Like we say, no, cutting their wrist, banging their head, and burning their, if you just kind of, if they are found out, if you tell them that, hey, listen, why did you do this? Oh, you think I did it? I will prove to you that I've not done it. They will take a candle or go to the gas and burn themselves, and so you will actually feel you have done something great, a great mistake by telling them this. You will start feeling guilty, but that is tamasic guna, understand the way they act. A normal, rational person should be ready to accept, oh, did I do something wrong? Do you look at it that way? Let me at least be able to express. Let me tell you why I did, why I behaved. That's a rational, speaking. But this person will not listen to anything else. When a man likes to see war going on, or go where there is some battle, he is under the influence of this. Some people enjoy watching other people fight. And I know some people who can't bear that noise. If somebody is fighting outside, they would like to run away from there. They have become so uncomfortable. When sattva is ruling, no, you can't bear loud noise and fight. But how is the tamasic person? He enjoys, he gloats over that. He goes to see you, tell him, hey, there is a fight going on. He say, who's fighting? And he will go, he will not try stopping them or anything. He is watching the whole fun. He is enjoying it. उसमें अगर रस ले रहा है, you must understand, अरे ये तो तमो गुण के अंदर influence है. we will look into that. Such a man becomes so angry when he decides to kill himself or others. He forgets that life is valuable. Such a man becomes so angry that he roams about as if possessed by ghost and is not controlled by any. No. So he is so angry, you can see him going and hitting walls and breaking things and throwing things, throwing a big tantrum. And you tell him, you try to calm him down, you can't calm. He is under great influence of Tamo. So, like that, he hurts himself, he tries to slay others. When a man sees a war going on, when there is some battle, when he likes to see that, he is under influence of Tamas. Eighth one, when a man is always confused, when what he decides is not done, and he likes to always go to sleep, that is Tamas. Now you might say, even I like to go to sleep. See, to sleep for two reasons, okay? If you're not getting enough sleep, you're tired during the day because you have worked a lot. Okay, that is natural. Okay, that is not what Swami Samartha means here. You're tired and you want to sleep. That is not, of course, sleep is Tamo guna only. But how is this person? Even when there is work to do, he will postpone that. He will want to sleep first. And he is lazy. He doesn't want to do anything. Tell him to eat also, it is for your good. He might say, I would rather sleep now. Huh? So people who are this way, many people who are very depressed. If you see some person like this, he withdraws onto himself and likes to sleep a lot. Those are also signs of depression. So one can be alert and aware with this. He is always confused. Hmm? And what he decides, he cannot get that done. Many people have seen like this. Their complaint will be that only. They will come to me and they will say, we always wanted to do this. I wanted to do this so much, but I couldn't do. Why you couldn't do? No, because that was happening and then this was happening and then I had to do that. So I said, why are you doing that? They're so confused. They don't have a set of priorities also in life. They are driven away by this, driven by that, and you wonder what is happening. Why can't you take those decisions? No, because they don't know what is the right thing. Everything is important. One lady she called me because she is upset. Okay. So, okay, can I speak to you? Like first the message comes, it is so, I don't know what to do. I feel like committing suicide, first sentence. So, okay, if it is that serious, you call me up right now. Don't. Let us talk. What happened? She started off, I'm so upset. This has happened, that has happened at home, and I don't know how to manage my daughter. And my daughter is going to the school, and that school, the principal is so strict. I don't know what to do with the principal. I am also teaching in a school, and my coordinator is blaming me for all this. This time, the education system also, how it has changed. The paper, we don't know what to do, and there is one teacher whom I have to coach. So I was like, what? Where is she? What is the problem here? I couldn't make out. I just heard her for some time. She was rattling away. So I told, okay, what is the problem? Is it the husband at home? Is it the child? Is it that school that she is going to? Is it your school, your colleague, your boss? I couldn't make out. I said, you just relax. Think over. No, what am I to do? I'm like this, like that, like that. I feel like committing suicide. I said, you do one thing. You are now, right now, in a rickshaw. She was traveling. I said, do one thing. Straight away, take that rickshaw and come here. Because then she started, I just wanted to see you. If I talk to you, I will become all right. I said, come right away. Huh? No, no, no. Then I will get late for school. I have to go and teach. I have to do. Just now you were saying you're going to commit suicide, but the moment I tell you come here, you're saying I will get late for school. What are you going to do? Are you going to school or are you going to commit suicide? What do you do to such people? So when I said, okay, you come tomorrow, many excuses why she will not come tomorrow. So I said, today, what are you going to do? She have to go to school, I have to go. I said, go, do that. Best idea. You have got the right solution. Just go to school today. She said, yeah, yeah. I said, once you come back from school, just SMS that you have gone to school and going back. She said, okay, okay, I'll do that. She went to school and all that. But see, this person is so confused. And this can happen to people. Usually when तमोगुण प्रधान होते हैं ना, तो these are people who show these extreme kind of behaviors. So ये होता है. So they are, this is a tamasic quality. Then when a man has great hunger, who does not care whether the food is bitter or sweet, who is totally stupid, is tamasic by nature. Great hunger. One thing is, when you're hungry, they say everything is very tasty to eat. But the tamasic person doesn't care which way it is. Even if the food is stale, they don't mind eating because they want to eat it. This is very, very, you may wonder, ऐसे भी लोग हैं? हाँ, ऐसे भी लोग हैं. हाँ, and totally stupid. You have to just give 10 minutes. They may pretend to know something. After a point, you realize, oh, this person really doesn't know much. He's picked up from here and there, but underlying quality is namasic in nature. So no understanding to dur ki baat hai. They will have no understanding because they are not sensitive or receptive. They just keep repeating what they have heard and without absorbing anything, uh, talk irrelevant, out of context, bring up something. So this is being stupid. I mean, what else will you say about being stupid? You know? When a person gives up his life, when his dear one dies or commits suicide suddenly, it is tamo. For no reason at all, they will do this, harm somebody or harm themselves, even commit suicide. And yeah, like we said, no, exaggerated suffering will be there. So when somebody dies in the family, they will say, I am going to kill myself now. Why should I live? I have no reason to live. Even I want to jump into the lake. I want to go and drown myself. And they will talk like this. Tamogun. Okay, so this is up to the 10th one. Now we shall just read after that. From the 11th to the 20th verses in Marathi. किडा मुंगी आणि स्वापद यांचा करू आवडे वद अत्यंत जो कृपामंद तो तमोगुण स्त्री हत्या बाळ हत्या द्रव्यालागी ब्रह्महत्या करू आवडे गोहत्या तो तमोगुण विसराचे नेते विष ध्यावेसे वाटे परवद मनी उठे तो तमोगुण अंतरी धरुणी कपट पराचे करी तळपट सदा मस्त सदा उद्धट तो तमोगुण कळह वावा ऐसे वाटे झोंबी घ्यावे ऐसे उठे अंतरी द्वेष प्रगटे तो तमोगुण युद्ध देखावे ऐकावे स्वयं युद्धेची करावे मारावे मरावे तो तमोगुण मत्सरे भक्ती मोडावी देवाळे बिघडावी पळती जाडे तोडावी तो तमोगुण सत्कर्मे ते नावडती नाना दोष ते आवडती पाप भय नाही चित्ती तो तमोगुण ब्रह्मवृत्तीचा उच्छेद जीव मात्राच देणे खेद करू आवडे अप्रमाद तो तमोगुण आग्न प्रलये शस्त्र प्रलये भूत प्रलये विष प्रलय मत्सरे करी जीव क्षये तो तमोगुण. So here he says, a tamasic man likes to kill small insects and small animals and has no kindness. कीड़ा मूंगी, all these things. No? मतलब देखते ही ऐसा नहीं है कि that small insect or out of fear or out of self-protection, defense, it's come to bite you and you have pushed it. In the process, it died. Not like that. He will see one ant and happily go and kill it. He will see a small insect and he rejoices in that. Killing it. Tamo guna. Then he says a tamasic man kills women, children, kills even a Brahmin for gold, and even likes to kill cows. See, when usually we are receptive to these things, it is out of how will you even harm harmless beings, those who don't even attack you, don't even pose a threat to you? How can you do that? Small insects, they don't give up, but they take pleasure. Now they know that if the cow is held in great uh, reverence, in our culture, knowingly, just to irk somebody, they will first go and kill her. They will do this. They get pleasure out of it. तुम लोग इसको मानते हो? See, I will kill it. Great. So that is tamogun. Absolutely, we must understand. Nobody does that simply, isn't it? Even if he doesn't believe in this culture, he will respect, oh, a community together believes like this. In my religion or my culture, there is nothing like this. But if I'm sensitive and I am true to my religion, I will not hurt anybody for that. Isn't it? Every religion teaches us that. And to remain there and purposely prove, and prove what? Yes, that is tamoguna. They will go about just doing what comes to their mind. When a man gets so irritated that he takes poison or goes to kill others, that is tamasic quality. So constantly, these are all repetitions basically. 14th one, when a man destroys others through malice because he hates them, he doesn't like, and is always arrogant and bullying. He is tamasic in nature. So you see, these are all these behaviors. Western psychologists, I hear a lot of them, and they speak, they interview people, they tell you how to identify these guys so that you don't get into a relationship with them. Because you are giving in a lot in that relationship, thinking that you, and they will make you feel responsible for it. So it's very, very we must know about these, we must understand these tendencies. 15th one, when a man likes to fight or quarrel and his mind is full of hatred, it is tamasic. It is nice to debate, have a discussion, and put your discuss about things. Samvad we should have. Somebody says something and you have another point of view. Beautiful way to bring it up. Explain to the other why you think this way and enlighten them of this different perspective. And when they also seem to understand, they say, hey, I never thought about it that way. It is a beautiful conversation you can have, isn't it? The discussion is very beautiful. But here, you can't discuss anything with that because that person is, first of all, stupid. On top of that, is stubborn about his own thing being right. Never ever. You won't realize that they are not understanding your viewpoint because they will be talking and you think you just have to explain better. You keep doing that until you realize that, oh, this person is never going to hear you out because Tamo Guna is residing there. So he is ready to fight, quarrel, and his mind is full of hatred. We must never allow this hatred and this thing to argue constantly. If you find yourself arguing with someone, stop and first of all find out, is it yourself, is it them, with a lot of clarity. Some people simply like to argue and quarrel. So be away from them. When a man likes to witness battle or listen to stories of battle, he wants to wage war or kill, or to kill or be killed. It is a sign of tamas. This is, we have seen this before. Then a tamasic man goes to the limit of his jealousy to destroy temples, thwart devotional activities, or to fell fruit-bearing trees. बस क्यों? तो बस ऐसी, you know, he thinks it's a great thing to do because he's full of arrogance and stupidity. Now that is a very lethal combination. So this man, he is jealous of others and he is ready to destroy places of worship, and anywhere devotional activity is going on, he will go and complain there. I don't know if you have such people in your society or whatever. When there is, then they will complain about the loud noise and how they will like to go to the neighbor and fight for nothing, create a this and then talk, this is not the way you can behave, this is not the way good people live here and all that, they will give basham. You'll wonder why they are fighting. Later you'll come to know, but kuch tha hi nahi, he likes to fight like this. Once you will know, twice you will comfort him, the third time you should understand this is a tamasic person, doesn't require to be paid attention to. And he does not like good action, but likes vices and has no fear about committing sin. No, they don't regret. When pointed out also, there is no remorse. Have you seen such people? You tell them what you're doing is wrong, don't do it. They will say, oh, really? I don't think like that. Okay, if you're telling it's okay, I will agree. They no remorse. Means you keep telling what you want. I know I have done no wrong. And the next moment they will be smiling and talking to you as if nothing is. Tamo guna. Then you realize you are only breaking your head against a wall because nothing is entering that person. And they like vices, they like to hear. Immediately you say something wrong happened somewhere, no? Their ears are full of, oh, that happened. Juicy gossip, they like to listen. When sattva rules, you say, okay, drop that. Next, what do you want to, what is the point you want to make? You don't want to listen to all that. But when Tamo is ruling, you want all the dirty details of, some crime, something wrong that has happened. You want to hear how others did wrong. You're happy over it. That person did wrong. Ah, tell me what he did. This is Tamo. When a man destroys the means of livelihood of a Brahmin, likes to do wrong things, and give pain to creatures, that man is tamasic. Now, when so many years ago, 500 years ago, Brahmins used to be the poorer sections of society where they had to live only by dakshina. So you don't really take away the livelihood of somebody, no, but he is great in doing that. He thinks he's a very big person. Going and fighting with somebody who is totally harmless and cannot defend himself. Such people take pleasure in that. Tamo. And giving pain to creatures, anybody. Peedanam, you should never, parapida, one should not do. Even in your own thought, when you're sitting, you're angry. You're not expressing that. But if that anger comes in your mind and you say, I want to go and give one slap to that person, that also you must become aware. Oh, that thought has come, settle down, relax. Don't entertain such thoughts. This is coming because from somewhere I recognize Tamo Guna coming. So if you can change the quality of thoughts at that time, devote yourself to chanting something and doing some devotional activity, acts of worship. That way you can change. So at that level, you must be able to stop it. What about the tamasic fellow? He can't stop it in any way. He has to act it out. And he will say, I don't know why I act like this. I'm always acting like this. If he doesn't know, who else knows? But everyone else knows he's tamasic. So you have to just leave them to be that way. When the tamasic man causes havoc by weapons, fire, wild animals, ghosts, or poisonous food through hatred, kills many animals. This you may have seen Sometimes in the road, I have seen people, when they see a dog or a cat or anything, they want to take a stone and hit it. If they find a harmless animal, they will beat it. Simply, they are walking and they see a tree, they will simply pull the branches off and throw the branch. A sattvic person will never be able to do that. He doesn't want to hurt anybody as he is walking on the road. It is said that when Sri Rama used to go and pluck flowers for worship also, he would go to the plant and he will more or less take those freshly fallen flowers. He'll say, they are down, I will clean them up, use. But if he has to even pluck those flowers, he would stand in front of the tree, pray to the tree, request the tree, thank you for, flowering this way, and may I use these flowers for my worship. He would not just go and pluck it as though it is his right to get it. How many of us go to the plants and pluck flowers like this? So that sensitivity you have to show. No, the tamasic person is not going to do that. He will not even want those flowers or fruits, but he will simply break the branches and as he's moving. So unconsciously, his behavior is totally unconscious, unknown. I don't know what is happening. That kind of a thing. We shall read from the 20th to the 30th verses now. परपीडेचे संतोष, निष्ठुरपणाचा हव्यास, संसाराचा नये त्रास तो तमोगुण. भांडल लावून घ्यावे स्वये कौतुक पाह, कुबुद्धी घेतली जीवे तो तमोगुण. प्राप्त झालिया संपत्ती जीवास करी यातायाती, कळवळा नये चित्ती तो तमोगुण. नावडे भक्ती, नावडे भाव, नावडे तीर्थ, नावडे देव, वेदशास्त्रा न लगे सर्व तो तमोगुण. स्नान संध्या ने मनसे स्वधर्मी भ्रष्टला दिसे, अकर्तव्य करी तसे तो तमोगुण. ज्येष्ठ बंधू बाप माये त्यांची वचने न साहे, शीघ्र कोपी निघून जाये तो तमोगुण. उंगेची खावे उंगेची असावे, स्तब्ध होऊन बेसावे, काहीच स्मरेना स्वभावे तो तमोगुण. चेटक विद्याचे अभ्यास, शस्त्र विद्याचे हवास, मल्ल विद्या व्हावी ज्यास तो तमोगुण. केले गळाचे नवस, रडी बेडीचे सायास, काष्ट यंत्र छेदी जिवेस तो तमोगुण. मस्तकी भदे जाळावे, पोते आग पूर पडावे, स्वये शस्त्र टोचून घ्यावे तो तमोगुण. Here he says, a tamasic man gets cruel pleasure in troubling others. He is habitually cruel and is not tired of family life. He is tamasic. Habitually, this, what you call it, sadistic in nature. Harming somebody gives him joy. So such a person is sadistic. Better run away from such people if you find them. A tamasic man causes a fight and revels in seeing others fighting. And he harbors very bad intentions in his mind. So we must be watchful of people's actions. They may say, I didn't intend this. You give them the benefit of doubt once or twice. But if without intending they seem to be acting one way, watch their actions. Their actions will speak louder always. Watch their actions, and if they seem to do this, because of them there are quarrels every time, there are fights. They will say something here, say something somewhere else, and when there is a fight, they will be watching it, reveling in it. Tamasic guna makes you do these things. When such a man gets rich and gives trouble to other persons without any remorse, he is tamasic. He may also become rich, he may inherit something, he may get it someday or the other, and he shows no remorse. person tamasic and he has money, dangerous people, absolutely dangerous. Many people like talking to wealthy people. If you have a, if you, and today especially, the more money you have, people think you have some position and you know great. And when they don't realize that you are basically a tamasic person. It's very, very dangerous. Then a man who does not like devotion, has no faith, has no love for God or places of pilgrimage, and has nothing to do with sacred books like Vedas and sciences, is a tamasic man. Now, here in the 24th, don't get confused this with an atheist. You know, I know of people who do not believe in God. Because they do not believe in God, there is no question of them believing in temples or pilgrimages also. Hmm? But they are highly moral people. They have a very high standard of ethics. So they are not tamo guna. Just because somebody does not believe in God doesn't make him tamasic. This tamasic person just simply does not like God and places of worship. Ask him, oh, so you don't believe in God. What are your, how do you, defend this position that you have taken? You can't have a discussion there. He says, all these people who believe in God are the ones that are real problem. They are causing suffering. I hate them. I'll kill them. If I see them, I will. If I have the chance, I will break down these temples. I will break down all the churches and mosques. This is the way they will talk. That is certain. He has nothing to do with sacred books. Okay, have you read the Veda? Have you read the Bible? Have you seen what the Quran says? I don't care for these books. Who are there? Who has written? Who has any? This is the way they will talk. So it's very difficult with them. A man who does not take daily bath, snan, and does not pray sandhya, they don't do, who has fallen from his religious conduct and who does what he should not do is tamasic by nature. So there is no, the snan, sandhya and all is prescribed for everybody in, in society. And we all follow certain norms, this is our kula dharma. There is a tradition in the family. There is a particular culture we follow in the family, but he will like to go against all of that. For what reason? For his own. He has no reason. There is no reasoning capacity also. Just because he doesn't think he should do it. In fact, what is nishiddha, what is prohibited, what is not supposed to be done, he will go ahead and do it. Because in that he gets a lot of attention also, and people are always talking about him. He likes all that. When the man does not tolerate what his elder brother, parents tell, and in the fit of anger leaves the house and goes away, it is tamasic quality, meaning he does not want to listen to any good sense. He doesn't want to see reason. Sometimes you say, okay, this person is very upset about something, depressed, so he is not willing to listen. Maybe tomorrow he will hear. Maybe the day after he will hear. But this person doesn't even care. You tell him something, sometimes because there is authority. You know, at home, they cannot speak against maybe their in-laws or maybe there is a person of authority, or in the office, they cannot speak against their superiors. There is a boss. They will keep quiet and there, but they are not listening to anything. You can't tell them that they are wrong about anything because there is no acceptance whatsoever. And where, a person who is even rajasic for his own selfishness, no, he will think about it. Because if somebody tells him, he say, oh, will I lose my job and then will I lose some good reputation? Will it cause me my position? He will think about it and try and change and say sorry and do something. The sattvic person, because he doesn't like to be that way. So if you tell a sattvic person, I think what you have done is not correct, he will say, I'm sorry. He will first apologize and please let me know what I should have done. What were your expectations from me? He will think about it, and if he has to make the changes, you will see that the sattvic person from next time has made those changes. He'll not repeat it again. But what about the tamasic person? You have shouted at him, he will smile at you back as though nothing has happened. You shouted, you showed your anger. You are responsible for that. I am not. And he will happily go away. Hmm? Dangerous such people. When he can't tolerate mother and father and he even goes to beat them, then that is tamasic quality. 27th one, tamas makes a man very lazy. He likes to eat, drink, sleep, and sit like a statue. And such a man is very forgetful. Pramad, constantly telling, I forgot, I don't remember. These are qualities of tamoguna. Ignorance and memory loss is tamoguna. And such people are very lazy. They don't want to do anything. They would like to eat, drink, sleep. This is all they want to do. Sit like a statue for hours together. That is why sometimes I tell you, no, sattva guna and tamo guna are very alike. A sattva, a person in meditation can sit like that, like a statue in a long time, but he is in deep meditation. Tamo guna is not even interested in meditating, is not possible by him. So when tamas becomes prevalent in a man, he likes to study black magic, he likes to learn use of weapons and wrestling. Wrestling for fighting. Not this kind of, oh, so people who take part in wrestling competitions are all tamoguna. No, they are not. They follow a technique, they have a regime, they want to work hard, they want to win. So ambition is there. They are not just lazy, no. This fellow will learn the use of weapons and wrestling only so that he can hurt another person. And he likes to study black magic. See, in the Gita also Bhagavan Krishna has mentioned that each according to his faith, and faith is also sattva predominant or rajo predominant or tamo predominant. When your faith is tamo predominant, you will go worshipping Bhuta Pishacha and you will learn all this black magic. How can I upset this well person? How can I, do some negative, use some negative charm on this person and make him sick? How can I make him lose all his money? This is their concept. Very, very tamasic in nature. Then a tamasic man takes a vow to torture himself if God is pleased and his request is granted by God. He gets his body fettered, gets his tongue pierced by sharp instruments. Hmm? So this is a tamo worship. More than that, it is not a worship. He takes what is his, he doesn't go to God and say, God, please fulfill this wish of mine. And when it is done, I will present you with something. We go, we take this vow, right? I will shake my head, you know, go bald, or I will offer so much in dawn, annadan I will do, I will, give you all these coconuts, whatever we do. This person will say, you fulfill this, then I will burn my hand. Then I will go and, creating torture. Bhagavan Krishna very clearly says, these fellows don't realize that they are actually hurting me in the process. They are insulting me in the process, or I am only there even inside the tamasic person's body. They, without realizing, they hurt you. So one should not go hurting oneself. And then you go to God and so another one thing you do is, God, please fulfill my wish. If my wish is fulfilled, huh, my daughter will come and do something here. You can't do on behalf of somebody. They say, no, I prayed to take you there. You have to go there. Why did you pray that you will take me there? You should go there and do something. No? Many people do this. On behalf of somebody, they will make a vow, which is also tamasic. So this tamo lakshana, last 10 verses are there. We will see if we can complete. Let's see. देवास सिर वहावे काते आंग समर्थ पावे पडवी वरून घालून घ्यावे तो तमोगुण निग्रह करून धरणे काते टांगून घेणे देवद्वारी जीव देणे तो तमोगुण निराहार उपोषण पंचाग्नि धूम्रपान आपणाच ध्यावे पुरून तो तमो गुण. सकाम जे का अनुष्ठान का ते वायो निरोधन अथवा राहावे पडोन तो तमो गुण. नखे केश वाढवावे हस्तीची वर्ते करावे अथवा वांगशून्य भावे तो तमोगुण. नाना निग्रहे पिडावे देह दुःखे सर्व पडावे क्रोधे देवांस फोडावे तो तमोगुण. देवाची जो निंदा करी तो आशा भक्ती अघोरी जो सत्संग न धरी तो तमोगुण. ऐसा हा तमोगुण सांगता जो असाधारण परी त्यागार्थ निरूपण काही एक. ऐसे वर्ते तो तमोगुण परी हा पतनाच कारण मोक्ष प्राप्तीचे लक्षण नवे येणे. केल्या कर्माचे फळ प्राप्त होईल सकळ जन्म दुःखाचे मूळ तुटेना की. भावया जन्माच खंडन पाहिजे तो सत्वगुण तेची असे निरूपण पुढीले समासी. इति श्री दासबोधे गुरु शिष्य संवादे तमोगुण लक्षणानाम समास सहावा. So few more qualities which he has taken. We will look at 31st. Tamas makes a man offer his head also to God or his whole body to be slain as a ritual offering or to jump from a cliff. This is a tamasic man's understanding of worship and devotion and surrender. So this is not wanted. His own self he will sacrifice another's life also for this sin. That is tamogun. A tamasic man offers to sit at the door of a temple until his prayer is heard or he hangs himself. So you will say, where do we see all these people? Is it really there or was it there in those days and these days you don't find them? Let me tell you, this has happened. One night we had to go to the temple at 2:30 in the night because somebody was trying to hang himself. He said, God has not fulfilled my wish and I want to die here. So there are these, you call them fools. What else will you call them? Completely driven by tamogun. Tamasic person observes very difficult fasts, does penance like a test by fire, or inhaling smoke or buries himself. Many people like to watch this also. And when somebody does it, people say, oh, he must be such a great yogi. He is doing all this. He has not eaten for and then he is piercing himself and he walks by fire and he is inhaling smoke and doing all this. He is buried. You filled him with sand. He will get up only after 2 hours. People like to see all of this. Oh, what powers he has got. What powers? Fully driven by Tamo. If that is the way you want to evolve, then that is up to you. It is not at all recommended, such kinds of worship. So it is useless speaking about these kind of so-called spiritual practitioners. That is tamasic in nature. Even a very lengthy program of penance to meet selfish ends or to stop breathing or to lie down lazily are all signs of tamas. One has no right to take anybody's life nor to give up your own, meaning committing suicide, is not at all appropriate. When we talk of samadhi, mahasamadhi, that is a very different state this person is. We know how the tamasic person, I didn't get what I want, so I'm giving up my life. That is not the way a supreme yogi behaves. So they behave this way. To let hair and nails grow and to keep arms constantly high above head or to stop talking totally are signs of tamas. To harass and torture the body by cruel decisions of self-inflicted punishment, to get angry if physically pain is given, or to break the idols of God in anger, are all signs of Tamo. Harass and torture the body, not required. They do that to themselves. They don't mind doing that to the other also. And unfortunately, there are some teachers who vent their anger on their students this way, beat them up like, you wonder what has happened. Tamo guna has taken over, and if this teacher is doing that very often, he should not be doing the job of a teacher. A tamasic person cannot be a teacher. Hmm? But how many of us recognize gunas this way, isn't it? So we have to be very careful here. Such is tamas, a quality which is too vast to be described, but something is shown so that you can leave such tendencies. If one is already listening to Swami Samarth Ramdas and reading this book and rejoicing in it, there is no tamo that is this cruel and bad. Tamo guna in its natural form may remain, which has to be there, which is always there in creation, which is like going off to sleep. Huh? And we all like to sleep. Nidra comes over. That is also part of Tamo. But that kind of Tamo is welcome, not this kind that we have spoken about. So one who acts like this is tamasic. It is the cause of degradation, and this is not the sign of liberation. From this, you can't go into liberation at all. Action committed will definitely bring its result, and birth, which is the root of suffering, is not easy to obviate. In order to avoid rebirth, the sattva quality is necessary, and in the next chapter we are going to describe that. So he says tamasic should be avoided, all these qualities that he has mentioned. He has not spoken about tamo guna as in ignorance and sleep are also qualities of tamo guna, which is very natural for in every being, not only human beings but also animals and even plants for that matter. So recognizing that yes, there is ignorance in me, as long as there is no realization or recognition of self completely, we must admit, yes, there is ignorance, and that is okay, because from ignorance, from tamoguna only, you are going to go to light. It is because I do not know, I am seeking this knowledge, isn't it? So that kind of a tamoguna is okay. And that, like we said, because of which we sleep. When we sleep, we rest the body, the cells are renewed, the mental capacity is also refreshed and recharged. So that sleep is required. That is also part of tamoguna, which is required. But here, Samarth Ramdas Swami makes a point to express the qualities in a way that these actions must be avoided. If you see this event or you see it in somebody, you should know, you should understand whether you can treat this person, whether you can handle this person, or you have to ignore and move away from this person. Repeated actions will show us that. So this way, he says, thus in the second Dashaka of Dasbodh, in the dialogue between the Guru and the disciple, the sixth chapter, by name, the tamas quality, is completed here. So the next one is sattva quality. And in sattva quality, Samarth Ramdas has given us up to 88 verses. We will see that, and that is nice to know. And that is something that will be wonderful, because we must be able to cultivate that. So the more we read of it and understand that, it will be very nice. And if you see the tamasic, like I said, why are we reading and studying all this? Is because we need to be aware. Even when people are, or when you are in a certain energy space, there are many people there. And if um, which way is it going? Is it going tamasic way? Is it going rajo way? Or is it going the sattvic way? Do you want to continue in that group, in that energy space? You need to decide. Be alert, leave if you have to. If it is getting too rajasic, heated debates, and everyone is passionately arguing their points because they want to win, rajo guna, you try and avoid, because you need to be in sattva. Say, okay, friends, guys, this is like getting a little, can you just slow down? You must. But if it is tamasic in nature, understand that too and run away. Don't even try to bring reason. Just say, okay, we will see this tomorrow. Goodbye and leave. You should understand this, because together, when you are with a group of people, you should be able to recognize the goodness. That's what I'm trying to say. From where, which is more predominant, and avoid that. You may be very sattvic, but you need not lend constantly your energy to uh, such wasteful discussions and in the energy space, which is completely rajo or tamasic in nature. Because then you will feel drained there. You are not going to benefit from such group discussions or being with such people. So you need to understand this. That's why we read about these gunas. Yeah. Shall we conclude here? Next class we can take up sattva. Sattva we are all waiting to hear right now. We should be able to identify. Yes, Sonali, you have raised your
Yeah, Hari Om Di. I
hand.
think we missed one, the number 30th, which said that, they burn fire on the head.
Yeah. Wait a minute. They burn?
Fire on the head.
Man burns fire on his head, or scorches his body with fire, or pierces his body by weapon.
Yeah.
Yes.
My question was that, let's say if somebody does a ritual of putting burning fire on his or on somebody's head, would
Huh.
that be also considered to be tamasic?
Actually, these rituals also, um, it is not prescribed, in the shastras or anything. It is
Okay.
something that is culturally followed very often. Um, in the south, if you see, for especially Kartik Bhagwan, Lord Murugan, they do this, they do pierce their tongue. But the way they do it, there is a difference. It is not painful. They know that they have made a mistake. It's a way of punishing themselves. Even then, Shastras say you don't need to do that. You don't need to punish yourself this way. But it's a long standing, and they have such a devotion to Lord Muruga. So this is allowed on a particular day, on that they take the Kavadi and go. It is on Taipusam day. So how do they do it is, ideally, if you have done this and you have repented for that wrong, you should not be committing it again. So constantly, every year to do this, there is something tamasic, a misunderstanding is happening. You should not repeat it just because it's a worship that has to be done every year. It is a repentance. It is this was done. I want to get over this. So you do that once and leave it. Otherwise, most of all these rituals are tamasic. So people who believe and regularly participate in this, it is tamasic worship. It is not considered sattvic.
A spiritual person A
Huh,
does a burning fire on the head on a
huh.
person B. Would it affect the energy of the person B?
I see. Nowhere has it said that to be spiritual or to move ahead, you need to burn fire or keep fire in the head and walk. And this is just a particular person for his own, and if it is done under the this of a guru for something. I have not yet come across a scripture that says you do this.
Okay.
So
Thank
really, why would such a person be doing? And if he has to, he has his own, whatever it is that if he feels he's get over that, then it should be done that one time and then forgotten. And it should not affect the energies of anybody else, because you
Anybody.
should be very strong in your conviction. Your faith, if it is strong, you will not be hurt. See, that is one thing very true. Protect yourself with that conviction, in that knowledge of your God or your mantra or whatever. Cover yourself. It's like a kavacham that you wear, when you are with such people.
Yes. Yes, Di. Thank you, Di.
So, Hariom Acharya
Anyway,
uh, I have some four questions. I've written it down. Uh, the first question is related to ancient practices like animal sacrifice. So, animal sacrifices used to be performed. So, will that also be considered as tamasic? And even nowadays, like Shakta Sampradaya, they sacrifice goat, and I think it is even offered as a prasad. So, is that tamasic? That is my.
it is. See, when you look at evolution of mankind itself, at some point of time, these natural forces, we do worship, but now they have become more personalized, our gods and deities also. So they would, and it would be very easy. Man lived in nature, and killing animal, because he also depended on them for food. There was no much difference between killing the animal versus killing plants, and they lived as the non-vegetarians only, most of them. I'm talking of really years ago. I mean, you know. So offering what you ate was normal. We don't look at it like that now, because we have an option,
Hmm.
right? So we have evolved that much more. So we have decided, no, it is no longer. So a person who is following the Vedas today will say no to animals, and they still maintain that animal sacrifice is tamasic in nature, tamasic worship. So there are deities, these are like lesser gods. Bhagavan Krishna tells in Gita, you see, that each one is performing a ritual, or is even praying. He says they are all finally praying to me, but they are praying to lesser gods, each one according to their need, what they want. So their tendencies are pushing. So you see, when I am suppose I am Tamo guna pradhan. Oh, I want to hurt Sameer. So I am going to do anything under my this to hurt. I will pray to such a deity who will cause harm to you. Both is possible. If a deity can make good to you, they can also make bad. Both you must allow for both, isn't it? And then these rituals are there. So that deity is also Tamo guna pradhan. I will
Hmm.
have to feed that deity something like this, so that I
Okay.
make the deity happy and he is ready to do something for me.
Okay.
So it is tamasic worship.
So my second question, I think it will answer, but I'll still ask Paryopavation and the Paryopavation which is taken by many old people, like or even Jain monks. They do this towards the I mean, they just give up upon the food. So will that also fall under tamasic, or it will be because it's with an understanding that now there is no attachment left with anything, and they have with the body, and they're seeing it, and there is no need also for food which is left, the desire to have. So then it won't be considered, right, like that.
No, then it is not considered, because a person who is, as you said, if he is already aging and he recognizes, and even if he doesn't recognize, but if he is slowly, it's the process of death, no? Um, One gives up food.
Hmm.
That it begins like that.
Hmm.
No? So of the senses, no, the smell goes, the taste goes. So such a person is not able to make up all these. Slowly these senses will leave him. So it's time that you should understand that now death is nearing. This is how they also get to know that probably I'm leaving, because many things are not, then he is not interested in seeing anything. He doesn't smell anything, he doesn't, but he can still feel touch, and he can hear till the last basic. No? So the first three senses of the earth, the fire and our water leaves you. So you don't have taste, so you don't want to eat anymore. You can't smell, so you're not bothered, and you don't want to open your eyes and see. So slowly the pranas leave this way. So that is, and they are not eating because they're not interested in eating. It is not
Yes.
because of any intention that I am doing this worship for something. So that way, and your munis, that like I said, yogis who are supreme yogis who recognize now their function, their role, their duty in this body, in this world is over. They have they have no more reason to continue in the body, then they know the way of leaving the body.
Mm.
And in chapter 8, Bhagwan says this. He talks about the Dakshinayan and the Uttarayan. So people who leave the body, So these are all yogic practices actually, what Bhagwan has mentioned. In that, if this yogi he can control his pranas to such a way, he will leave this body and take the next body. He knows which body and where he is going to be born. He knows the next life functions also. So he is a very supreme yogi. So that is not at all tamasic. That will come only with sattva.
And I have two more questions actually. Sorry if I'm
No, no, no.
deep.
You tell me. No?
So typically, as one ages, like old
Hmm.
age, there is like, because there was one verse which was saying about not remembering. So there is dementia, or there are many other changes that will happen. So is it that with old age, probably these kind of tamasic qualities are going to increase because
It doesn't have to.
it doesn't have to.
Doesn't have to at all. It is how you have lived your life. You will see what you sow today, tomorrow you will do.
Hmm.
Bas, वही है. Don't join these two together. I always tell people, they say, I'm forgetting, old age. I said, please don't combine these two. You're speaking of it, and you're creating this narrative for everybody to follow suit. It doesn't mean that if you're old, you have to forget one thing. You
Hmm.
know, if, if tell me one thing, don't children forget? And
Even I forget sometimes. Yeah. Not
everybody forgets.
sometimes. Yeah, it
In
happens.
your 18, how many times would mother have told you or father would have told you? You're always forgetting things. Do you ever say that 18-year-old is very old now he's forgetting? A 10-year-old forgets all the time. When you
Hmm.
were 30, you were forgetting. When you are 40, you're forgetting. Why do you say I'm 70, so I'm forgetting?
Hmm.
Wrong assumptions we jump into. So that has nothing to do. You're I'm forgetting things. Whenever forgetfulness there, you should know that it's tamoguna working. That is
Hmm.
there. And tamoguna is there all the time. No, I mean it's part of creation.
Correct.
So this can be. When do we say that this kind of tamasic is not appreciated? You just don't pay attention and keep forgetting things. No, what anybody could have remembered. Because I don't care.
Hmm.
Because of my disinterestedness. I don't want to remember it.
Okay.
That is
Because,
tamasic in nature, which is the negative of the tamogun.
and probably to also have that, I want to remember everything. That also is an attachment, kind of, right?
I want to remember
Obsessive.
everything, maybe also rajoguna
Rajogun, and it
to a
is an
large extent,
attachment.
because waiting to remember and do something because I want to
Yeah.
get something out of it. I always have my ulterior motive
Hmm.
for doing this. Tamoguna will remember something and bring it up at the irrelevant times and just try to win an argument hook or by crook.
Uh,
Pointing out, like I said, no, will make you feel guilty, and I am no remorse. I have no guilt. What I have done, I was right.
okay.
I know I have met people like this who say, I am right. That other person is only wrong. And I say, okay, how many people have wronged you? Everybody has wronged me. I am right. How can everybody wrong you?
Correct. My last question is more a personalized one. Like occasionally, I mean, sometimes the burst of anger. Suppose if it is happening, like say once in 6 months or whatever, if it is happening, and if you are recognizing it, and there is remorse around, how can we? I mean, at that particular moment, it is coming and it is overcoming you, and then later on you are realizing that how come you have been completely engulfed in it. Uh, so is it that we just need grace and sadhana and working on ourselves to dissolve these kind of
Yeah, see, the
tamo
very
gunas?
fact that you see, you recognize that anger is one energy nobody has real control over, because it is always an outburst, You don't plan. Let him come and I am going to get angry. You can do that, you know. It's an outburst. Now then if you just settle and you relax and okay, what was this? Because your expectation was there and it was not met. No? So you have to tell yourself, I am having wrong expectations or I am having higher expectations. Why am I angry with this person? Is because I had a lot of expectations and that was not met. So you are actually angry with yourself and not the other person because you made a wrong judgment, you know. So, and the other person has always been failing you, means you know that you have made a wrong judgment. You need to change your perspective here. When you have changed, oh, I should not expect so much. He is not capable of that. And real acceptance, and I still love him without all that. Then anger just goes away. So we must learn how to sublimate this anger. Shiva is Raudra Rupa only, because he has to destroy many things. Anger is very, very beautiful energy to keep also. You need it, not that it should not be there.
And what is the prayashittam that should be taken? Like, suppose if you have recognized that this was absolutely not needed, that particular anger was absolutely not needed, and then you want to do a prayashitta for it, like,
Whatever prayashchitam, what will be the kind of atonement? Because I don't know, if you say I hurt this person because I was angry, I spoke bad words, or I, insulted that person, I was rude with that person, I vented out my anger this way, I shouted. Huh? Okay, you can always walk up, and that requires courage. Walk up to that person and apologize. Say, I'm sorry, I hurt you, I shouldn't have, I lost control. That is all that is required. When you say that, you accept it for yourself also. And if you're truly sorry, you will not repeat it again. Because that is important. I always tell people also, don't say sorry for the sake of. It has no meaning. You just say sorry and you're repeating the same mistake again. That cannot happen. So you can go and tell that person. If that person, I mean, you can talk to that person. Otherwise, you write it in a piece of paper, because I don't know who that person is. That person is alive, not alive. Sometimes, something comes back. I was rude to that person. That person is no longer there. Or I'm rude, but I cannot go and talk to that person for whatever reason. Write it down.
and also, is it that sometimes a prarabdham, like there are certain forces that play and which make you, act in a way at particular, because so is there a role of prarabdham in this as well? Like, all
No,
somewhere.
no. Understand one thing. If all these factors are coming and anger is coming out, what is inside only is going to come out, isn't it? So don't bother about prarabdha or no. Am I to be angry? Am I to next challenge that is thrown at me? What am I going to do? How am I going to respond to it differently? That should be the, no? Otherwise, life experiences will repeat itself.
Hmm. Thank you, Acharya.
Ah, maybe.
Acharya, Hari Om. When a person is, I don't know how to phrase the question. When a person is depressed, is it a sign of a tamasic nature, or does the tamasic guna bring about depression? Or are they not connected?
So they are connected.
Okay.
See, depression, a person can go because of a sudden change in something happened in life. So, loss of somebody's, beloved one, and you can go into a depression. But if you have come out of it and you are willing to work yourself out of it and move on, then you realize that, oh, this depression is Tamo Guna Pradhan, but you can work on it. So, Rajo and Sattva Guna will help you get out of it. And you also want to work towards it. No, I realize I'm going into this and I seek help. But then there are those people who cannot work themselves, and there may not be many great causes of depression also. Then you know that this is a tamasic quality in them. This is a guna that is brought about that depression in them. And they don't want to work on it. They are okay being that way over a period of long time. Then in that, they may also take up to a lot of vices. And some of them pretend to be depressed so that they can go and be addicted to substances, alcohol or then whatever drugs and anything like that, because they are weak of spirit. So sattva is missing there. That's all.
Thank you, Doctor.
So black magic is tamasic. Black magic is absolutely tamasic. Yes, Sushma. It is. There is nothing sattvic about it. Black magic. See, the very fact that we say black magic, because it involves the calling of spirits and bhuta pishasha and all of these disembodied spirits, ghosts, to get some work done. Not recommended.
Then tantric and black magic, tantric comes in the same thing?
No, tantra, again, this is very huge. People think tantra is black magic. Tantra is not black magic. The like you say, and anything has a good and bad. The bad aspect of tantra is black magic. Tantra is to be used for spiritual evolution only. So it's very, it's a fastest method, and you have to have a right teacher, genuine teacher. And since it is fast, it is like a what you call shortcut to enlightenment. There are many loopholes and many pitfalls. So it's only a genuine teacher who can take you beyond. Otherwise, it is very dangerous. So tantric practices are there. People do follow for certain this, and all of them have certain siddhis. Siddhis you get, with when you make all these practices, when you do these. Shall we conclude for today then? Namadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Hari Om.